What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today is going to be a completely different video from what I initially planned on today's video being, because they have removed the crossbow from the game after adding it into the game yesterday. So of course, with them adding a new weapon to the game, as a content creator, I want to get on top of that as fast as possible, so I spent yesterday streaming for 2.5 hours to unlock this crossbow. I got this one single gameplay. This is the only game I actually was able to play with the crossbow. And then after that stream, I dove into a couple hours of detailed testing with the crossbow, so I had a bunch of the stats and stuff collected. And I was getting everything ready to have a video for you guys today talking about all of the important stats and characteristics of the crossbow, only for me to then see a tweet from Activision support saying that they've removed the crossbow from the game, and then it was later clarified by the community manager, Foxhound, that all of our unlock and leveling progress on the crossbow will be reset, so the next time they add it, we have to go through that entire grind process again. So if you can't tell already, I am not happy about this, and this is going to be a bit of a ranting video. So let's just first go over the timeline here, because I feel like that is going to be important into the discussion I'm going to get into. But essentially, yesterday morning at 11 a.m. my time at least, mountain time, they added the crossbow into the game, and everything looked normal. It seemed like they meant to add the crossbow. You could very clearly see the unlock requirements for it, and you could progress through those unlock requirements, and as long as you stayed through the match, you had to play 15 matches, by the way, to unlock it, then you would end up unlocking the crossbow, just like you'd expect to be able to do. It wasn't until 6 hours later that there was any communication that they didn't mean to add this crossbow, and that is also the time where they removed the crossbow from the game. And then we got that further clarification from Josh, the community manager, that any progress that we had toward unlocking it, or if we had already had it unlocked and we leveled it up, all of that progress will be reset when they add the crossbow back in, whenever that's going to be. So for 6 full hours, there was zero communication that this was unintentional and that we were wasting our time by unlocking the crossbow. And I do want to be very clear here, since I did show Foxhound's tweet, this is not targeted at any individuals, and I really don't want you guys to go and attack people like Josh, for instance, who's just passing the message along. He didn't make this decision. And in many cases, he is fighting for us. He is fighting for the community. You guys don't see everything that's going on behind the scenes. He's generally on our side with this stuff, and he is trying to make stuff happen. So please, don't go attacking him. If you do want to express your frustration or anger, please direct it at Treyarch and Activision, not individual developers. But getting back on track, all it would have taken is a simple tweet shortly after launching that crossbow, letting us know that this was unintentional, we will be removing it, and any progress toward that will end up being thrown out the window. You'll have to re-unlock it again. If they would have done this, I wouldn't be making this video right now. I honestly wouldn't even be upset at all if they would have just communicated with us early on before letting us all waste our time. Instead, they waited 6 full hours before any communication that there was an issue, and in that time, many people, especially content creators, but even people outside of content creation, adjusted their plans so that they could spend time to unlock this weapon because it's a new and exciting thing that was added out of the blue. And for me, I completely adjusted all of my video plans for the next couple days. I adjusted my stream plan. I changed my entire workday around to revolve around the addition of this crossbow. And just like that, out of nowhere, effectively my whole workday was just thrown away. And I just feel with this entire situation and the way that they've been handling it completely disrespects their player base. The addition of this crossbow was 100% their mistake. This wasn't people like finding a secret way to unlock this or anything. It was right there out in the open that we could unlock this new weapon and be able to use it. So obviously that's what people are going to be doing. And it's not even the fact that this mistake happened and that they added this unintentionally and therefore had to remove it. I can understand the fact that mistakes are going to be happening, especially when you have people working from home. However, it's how they handled this situation after they made the mistake that I have the biggest problem with. The first thing is the fact that there was no communication. They should have been tweeting fairly shortly after they added the crossbow. They should have known that this was a mistake and that they were going to do something about it. They should have been able to decide fairly quickly and communicate to the community that there was no need for them to waste their time unlocking this. Or at the absolute very least, since they didn't do that, people that did take time out of their day to unlock this as well as level this up, they shouldn't be punished for a mistake that was made by Treyarch and Activision. Any progress that you had toward unlocking the crossbow or any progress you had with camo challenges once you had unlocked it, that should absolutely be retained when they eventually add the crossbow back into the game. If it's too late for this, or if it's a technical limitation that prevents them from doing this, I honestly feel if they want to retain any goodwill from the community after this situation, when they eventually add the crossbow back for good, I believe there should be no challenge attached to it. It should just be added in the game for everyone already unlocked. Like I said, this was their mistake, not the community's mistake. And this ended up costing people their time, and especially in the case of content creators, this ended up costing us money. So they screwed up, and I believe it's their responsibility to make it up to us for this. That would be the right move in this situation, in my opinion. And I really hope they do something about this, because at this point, I really don't want anything to do with Black Ops Cold War right now. I am so frustrated with how they've been managing this game, and this is just another thing piling on top of the frustrations that many of us already have in this community. Why should I bother putting any time or effort into this game when all of that can be immediately taken away from me because they screwed something up on their end? I'm seriously at the point right now where I can't wait for Call of Duty to get proper competition in the market so they can start behaving like a AAA franchise again. So I'll do my best to keep you guys updated on this situation. Perhaps something will end up changing. Perhaps the backlash they're getting right now because of this situation will end up forcing their hand, and they will end up doing right by the community. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And until then, I hope none of you that are disappointed by this situation will even consider spending a dime on COD points until this is resolved. Additionally, once they add that bundle back into the store for the Crossbow, please don't buy it. They made the mistake. They should be paying for it, not us. Up until this point, at least, the way they've been handling this situation shows that they have absolutely no respect for their customers' time, so why should you reward them for that? Now, since this whole thing kind of screwed my workday up yesterday, I might as well make up for it by pushing this video to the 8-minute mark so I can throw one mid-roll ad on this video and try and recoup a little bit of the losses from that. I just briefly wanted to share my opinion on the Crossbow itself, because I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. It was a nice change of pace. I enjoyed playing with it. I'm not too sure how well it's balanced, especially with the time to kill of Black Ops Cold War being a bit slower than traditional Call of Duties. It does seem like being on the receiving end of this would be very jarring and frustrating, because this is going to be basically the best shotgun in the game, at least for getting really consistent one-shot kills, because this thing is a beast at hip firing, or at least it was yesterday. We really don't know how much of that is going to be carrying over when they officially launch it again. They may end up changing a bunch of the stats on it. We'll just have to wait and see. It seems like it was balanced relatively well, although we don't know if all of the stats are now going to be completely different once it launches. But overall, it was a nice change of pace. I'm looking forward to them adding this back, but only if they end up doing something to make up for the fact that they essentially stole people's time. Of course, all of this is just my opinion on this situation, and I want to hear from you guys in the comment section below. What do you guys think about the fact that they added this Crossbow into the game, left it there for 6 hours for people to spend time unlocking it, only to remove it and reset the progress? Are you as annoyed and frustrated as I am? Or do you not really see it as that big of a deal, since this is a game and therefore people's time spent playing the game doesn't really matter to you? Just let me know those thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.